to own it. Just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Thank you for coming on the show. I've never had both of you at the same time, so I'm excited about that.
We're excited to be here.
Yep.
But you guys have never competed at the same time either, have you?
That's true.
Okay, so tell us what just happened this year.
Well, he's competed for 40 years.
For 5 decades.
Do you know how many shows you've been in?
I don't. 50?
Yeah, so like you've done so many you don't even remember.
Yeah. From the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s, and now 20s. So 5 decades.
Can you imagine doing that many diets in your life that you can't remember how many shows you diet?
But I never prepped with a partner till this one. This is my first experience of that. And always heard the nightmares though. Don't prep with your partner. She's heard the same. But
because of the hangry,
we had a great experience, and I'll let her kind of elaborate on that. But
is that why aren't you supposed to prep with your partner?
Because a lot of fighting and.
Because you're hangry.
Yeah. Fighting over broccoli, that last piece of broccoli, possibly.
Yeah, I think people get moody. It's definitely hard on you. This was my first show at 50, so that was a lot of fun.
Wow, what made you want to compete?
I wanted to compete all my life, and I actually was training to compete in my 20s, and then I think I told
that's
you
what you talked about the last time.
Yeah, and then I had gotten into a car accident and injured my neck and back, and then life happens, you get busy, and then I started having kids and then raising kids, and so it just my focus was my family, and it's a selfish sport, so I couldn't do it until now, so I finally, my kids are older, and so I jumped in and decided I wanted to do it, and Jim and I did it together. It was great. But yeah, the prepping together was a great experience. It's just a lot of people get angry, exhausted. I mean, it's a lot. And, it was
having a full-time job, and then on top of it, and you started a new job in between, kind of.
I started a new job the day after, 2 days after the show.
Okay, yeah.
Good timing. Good timing on that.
Yeah, it was a lot going on that week, but it was fun. We had so much fun together because, we bounced off each other. When we'd prep on Sundays, we'd prep all of our food, we'd cook and clean and just in sync with each other the whole entire time. It was great. He's awesome to prep with.
We train together on occasion, every Sunday, but during the week our schedules are a little different. But yeah, it was great prep. It was, like I said, we heard the nightmares, don't prep, but together. But we do feed off each other, and I only had to send her to bed early one night after the whole prep. She got a little pissy.
Just one time?
Just one
wow,
time.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked me to go pose. He said, let's go practice posing. It was, 9:30 at night?
Oh, my God.
I was so exhausted. I had been going so hard in the gym, and
I would have been the same way.
Work was so stressful, during those 3 months, and I was done. I was so exhausted, and I just started to almost cry just because he asked me to pose, and he's like, go to bed.
And she did hire me as her coach. That's how actually our relationship started. And so a lot of times we've heard couples prepping together but have different coaches, which that sounds horrible in itself.
Jim, have you ever prepped two people at the same, like a couple before together, or not really been the coach for two people?
No, not a couple.
So you've never even done that as a coach.
Right. And I've prepped thousands of people.
That's what I would wonder.
Yeah. I've prepped couples for different shows, but never
for the same thing like that.
Right.
Wow, that's interesting.
So it was a brand new experience.
And then you decided to do the guinea pig, which you usually are your own guinea pig. That's what I like about you. You always do your own diets and stuff before you make other people do whatever.
Right, yeah.
So now you got this master. So you might get couples now that are like, hey, it works for you guys.
Right.
That's what we're hoping. A lot of people steer away from it, I think, or they just say no way. But he coached us and we prepped together. It was great. We had a lot of fun, and we're getting ready to do it again. So
what the pressure is like, you never had a show before. Now you're with a professional. Was it like a pressure? Like, what if you didn't win?
Oh, no, because I know I'm going to win. Come on now.
Did you always know she was going to win? Did you have that confidence?
So over the years, I've prepped people before, and you just kind of know that, hey, this person's going to be pretty good as we start going. And I've picked the winners, and when I started prepping her, when she was starting to get leaner, I was like, she's going to be a problem for people on stage. So She definitely was. She's been training, even though she was training for a show in her 20s, didn't get to do one. She's been in the gym all these years and building muscle and building that base and foundation to do it. So
she had a great foundation to start with, so it wasn't like.
Yeah.
But do you ever tell people no, you shouldn't do a show? Have you? You really have.
I have told a few people not to do the show, and a couple of them went ahead and did the show anyway, and probably had some regrets after. Because you got to be honest with your coach if you're not ready.
I feel like you'd be really. I mean, if you told me not to do it, I would not do it. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're dieting them down and we're losing weight, and we're going, you just don't have enough muscle to really be doing shows.
Because it's hard to diet down and then keep the muscle. That's the biggest. Is that one of the biggest challenges?
I think so for a lot of people, especially the first time, because you don't know how hard to push, you don't know what weight. That's my job to do that, and the person who hires me that's their job to do the work, and so I try to tell them that to not worry about that part. You just do the work, and I'm going to tell you what weight we're going to be, and the whole bit. So that makes it a little easier for them if they can trust the process of doing it. And she did.
Do you trust the whole process? Did you argue with him on anything, or not really? Every time he was like, "Oh, you got to go heavy, you got to do this," you believed it.
I mean, I give him little jabs just because we sit there and we play, or we're playful with each other in that way. But no, I trust everything he said. I'm like, you're the pro, so he'd tell me to do something, I go and do it. Yeah, no questions about that. I trusted everything he said. I don't think I lost any muscle, did I?
No, she kept as much. Yeah, pretty much what we thought.
And then where did your body fat go down to? What was the?
I think we ended up in the 6s.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So what did you
I'm
start
probably
with?
at 7 right now.
How did you start with the body fat beforehand?
It was pretty low.
Yeah, she was about 12.
Okay, so you dropped
She's
half.
already in shape.
I was very lean to begin
But it was a
with.
very dramatic transformation, even though.
No, that's
it
a
seemed
big.
like it.
That's a big, because when you're already low, and wow.
Just cutting that little bit. I mean, people in the gym were coming up to me right and left like, your body has changed. I'm like, no, it really hasn't. It's funny. They trip out when you start really, your muscles start popping, and it's just you shed a few pounds, and it shows. People
And
notice.
then I heard you couldn't have fun ever. However, like you wanted to go out and drink, and he said no.
Yeah, I think there was.
He said you want to go to a party, and you thought you were going to drink, and he said no, you couldn't.
Yeah, I think it was a birthday party we were going to, and I thought I could have one drink. He said, "You can't have a
too
drink."
close. A little further out from the show, she was able to do a little bit of that, but as you get closer, it's.
It was very strict.
Yeah,
At that point, you're like,
I didn't get any birthday cake or a drink, so it was fine. I was like, okay.
She made up for it after, though, that night after. She did some eating.
What was the go-to meal after this show?
Westwoods. We went with my kids and their boyfriend, girlfriend, and then some friends. And
It was here? I don't know why I thought you traveled for the show.
That's the next show. Yeah.
Okay, so you did it here in Fresno. Okay.
Yeah, we did it here because, I had a lot of people there supporting me, and, my kids, my mom, my sister, and all my best friends, and everybody wanted to see me. So I thought, well, I can't travel.
Did they like it? Because some of them had been their first time. Like I bet your mom never went to one before.
No, I know she loved it, but she's been watching me since, I was 18 in the gym.
But the show's different. That's like an experience.
Yeah. I mean, she'd see pictures of stuff and bodybuilding shows, but no, she'd never been to a show. So yeah, she liked it. I think after a few hours, she was ready to go home, but she enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it's a day event, a whole day thing. What did you eat? What was the meal at Westwoods?
Oh gosh, what do we have? Barbecue.
That sandwich.
Brisket sandwich or something.
Sandwich.
And I didn't even want French fries, and I ordered them and chili, and then we got this huge piece of cake. And
you were already used to dramatically not eating out. That's how it goes. Your body's already, you're like,
shoveling it down. I didn't care. Just give it to me.
So what did you end up winning?
So I won...
Everything. She did 4 categories in figure. She was, there's different categories. So figure is a little more muscular, not like the bodybuilder women.
Right.
The stage under that a little bit. And she entered 4 different categories of figure.
So I won.
I love that. That's my favorite.
I know.
Superman.
I won the. This was for the. Which was this? Oh, this was for the open, in my height. And then I won novice, true novice, and then my for 50 and over. So I wasn't going to do the novice and the true novice, but the promoter's wife, the night before the show when we went to register, she said, "You have to do novice and true novice." I said, "No, I'm good. I'm just going to do open and the Masters 15 over." She said, "No, you have to do this." She said,
"Aren't you glad?"
She said, "You're going to win." And I said, "Well, I've already spent a fortune." And she's like, "No." She said, "In fact, I believe you're going to win." She thought that I was going to win, that she decided to go ahead and caught me one of them. She said, "You pay for one, I'll pay for the other." I was like, "Really?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." And I won them both.
How exciting. How fun. And then what did you win?
Well, I did the Masters since I turned 60 years young in January. I did a 60 plus, and there was no Masters but except for me. So it was like there was no 40 over guys, 50 over guys, and I was the only 60. So by default, I won the 60.
You got the only award in the category? That's awesome.
Yeah. But, it's good to go against people. And it's like, I could have showed up with a beer belly and won that one. Because that was the only one. But we had to do it to qualify for the next show. So we had to check the box of doing a show. So that qualified us to do the national one that we want to do, the Master National
Where's
one.
that at?
So that's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The North American Championships.
In August?
In August. And it's during the week, so my part will be Thursday, and then her show will be Friday, the day after, in Pittsburgh. So that's our plan now.
So we got to lock it back down.
Yeah.
We had 1 week off of prep, and then we jumped right back in.
We still ate good, and I didn't work out much, but she did. I said to take a break from the gym, and she didn't take a break from the gym.
That's when I didn't listen. But there's reasons why I did what I did. So.
Yeah, we're addicted to the gym. It's for our mental. When you get older, you kind of realize it's a lot more mental also. Like you need the gym for that dopamine or whatever, and it makes, it just makes your day. If you don't, it feels off. And I actually didn't work out a lot, and I felt kind of blah and kind of a little bit depressed from it. So it's just weird how it's such a part of you after all these years of doing it. I think it's a part of that.
Have you guys ever gone, because this is your first time, have you gone to that national one that you guys are going to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done it a few times, the national ones. But I was towards the older end of because it's like a 40 over, a 50 over, so now I'm at the young end of the old group. So that's my strategy, to be the younger guy in it, so hopefully we'll do well. But I've placed 5th and 6th in the national one, so I haven't, I kind of didn't dial it in. I think I could have did a little bit better. I definitely have enough muscle to do it, so I just need to dial it in on that day. The travel is a little tough. So it's going to be her experience with the traveling and how that plays a factor on your body.
The 3-hour time difference.
Mm-hmm.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake you can't eat.
Piece of chicken.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. How fun is that? So did you guys compete against a lot of your friends in this past competition since you did a local one?
I did compete against actually one of my clients. But what did we go up against each other in?
Figure 50 plus.
Yeah, she's older, but I guess they put her in my class, right?
Yeah, because in the women they didn't have a 60 plus, so they just had the 50 plus as the oldest, where the guys, the oldest is 60 plus. So she's a little older. So I knew
her. So yeah, I compete against her.
Yeah.
And then
one other girl that we didn't know. That remember she kind of passed out in the back. We didn't know her, but there was a couple.
Wow. Mm-hmm. When's the last time you competed before this?
I did a show a couple years ago, just kind of like got off the couch.
And then you had Identity for a while, but there was
10 years. Yeah, 10 years before.
Oh wow!
September of 23. Was it September or August of 23? You did one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Right around there. But before that, it was like 10 years.
What made you come back from out of retirement? You're like,
I don't know. I just kind of got the itch. It's one of those sports that it's not if you can just do it if you're older. There's a guy in town. You might have had. Have you had Jack Scow on the show?
Yes, I have.
So he started competing. I thought I was the old guy doing it, but he's in his mid-70s, still competing.
He's still competing? I didn't know he was still competing. I had him on my show 5 years ago, probably. So wow.
Yeah, and he's still. So I am the next Jack Scow, I guess, because I'm the old guy now. The next old guy is still doing it.
Oh my God! What's it like in Pittsburgh? Do you know what people you're competing against for that?
It's, whoever's going to show up, and then there's a lot of people like us that have been doing it probably their whole lives. And then that one it's called the North American Championship, so it'll be Canada, Mexico, and the United States. So it'll be the 3 different countries.
Is it fun being the older person doing it? So there are perks to it.
No, I don't know. I competed younger. I liked it, of course, back then when I was doing the open categories and winning a lot of shows. It's different. It's definitely harder. Older, she didn't experience the younger part. The recovery is the hard part, and the grind it puts on your body. Being older. So we try to be mindful of that. I'll have the wellness center, so we do the hyperbaric chamber and things that help us recover, massage, and try to be more mindful on our training instead of being so reckless and training like mad women and men. We try to be a little more focused on our training, what we do. So she still deals with a lot of injuries from her car accident, so we need to train around things at times.
Yeah, well, my last car accident was the one that caused me to have back surgery.
Right.
And so that, like just recently, I've been dealing with like my hips, they shift and tilt, and then I get out of alignment, and that's pretty painful. And so we're trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing. It's something with my glutes, certain movements that's causing me to pop out, and it's painful. So I've been going to the chiropractor like 3 times a week, and I'll get a massage, I think, tomorrow. So just, I think what happened too was I went too long without getting my massage, and I get really tight, still from the car accident.
Because recovery could be just as important as the training, right, Jim?
It can be,
Absolutely,
and we think, oh gosh, I can't miss a day because, I train after work. I don't like to get up early and train like he does, but, if I have a massage after work, then I'm like, well, I can't work out after, so I don't want to miss that workout, so I'm skipping the massage, and it's just like this horrible, cycle. And I think that's what happened was I went way too long and I got super tight because, my glutes were like, just knotted up mess of muscles. So we're trying to get that worked out. So I'm feeling better these last few days. So, and then traveling for my new job doesn't help out the city. But,
oh my gosh, yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So we saw you at the new Flex Factory, the big, supersized Flex Factory.
So wellness center now. It was a supplement store. Now we grew into a wellness center and with massage, nurse. We have an esthetician that does facials now, hyperbaric chamber, red light, vibro table.
So you use a lot of your own stuff.
I'm a good customer of ours.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's great.
You can tell people like, I can use this.
Well, I don't even know how many people I've sent over to the shop from, the gym.
I've sent people over for massage. I don't know if your massage person ever told, because one of my a good friend of mine, one of my best friends gives massages, and she doesn't do that anymore. She has injuries, so I stopped her from doing massage. I was sending people to your massage person, the one that gets on the thing. And does
yeah.
I don't know if she told you.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We have another one too. We have 2 massage therapists now. We have another one that does a little more neuromuscular balance and really like for aches and pains.
Yeah, that one's really cool. He's worked on me a couple times, and that's helping.
You kind of have everything. You have some things that nobody else has in town. Recap on that for.
Yeah, well, we have a hyperbaric chamber that you can sit in.
And nobody has that.
Right. The other ones are lay down ones, and sometimes it feels kind of like a coffin and a little claustrophobic.
I'd want to sit down. That'd be more my jam.
I think it does feel a little more spacious in there if people are a little claustrophobic. And then we have the vibro table with the red light. So it vibrates at different frequencies to relax your body at like a cellular level. So nobody has that. The Ashiatsu massage therapist, that's the only one in the valley.
That's what I've been telling people.
It's cool. She does it with her feet.
I know. I think this is the coolest thing ever. So that's what it was like.
And it feels good.
It doesn't feel like someone's walking on you. It feels actually like hands somehow. I don't know how she's doing it.
Just feet in there and just works. I'm like, I don't even know how she does it.
Do you do liquid IVs there or no? You have something?
We do
okay, that's what I thought.
Our nurse does that. So, yeah, she does the IVs, aesthetics, Botox, all the regular stuff.
Right, I keep on forgetting of the Botox. Have you been getting that, Jill? Do you go there for that or no?
I've gotten some things done there.
No, that's perfect. I want to know. I forgot that was one of the services.
Yeah,
this week we have an esthetician that started that does the facials and the waxing and things like that too.
Have you gotten waxed there, Jill?
She just started, but I've already talked to her about some stuff.
You keep on getting more and more services. I love that. That's awesome. We gotta so everyone's got to follow the Flex Factory so that we know what new services and what, especially if you're having specials. Is there any new events or anything you guys are throwing out there?
No events at this time. Actually, I used to put on the local shows and the bodybuilding shows for about 15 years. I put on the Frisbee Classic.
I know.
So I'm actually planning on, we were waiting until the store's a little more established, of bringing back some bodybuilding shows and a new league and a little different idea towards more geared towards the athletes a little bit more.
Oh my gosh, you want to do all that again? That was a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was rewarding and fun though.
I have to say that if anyone is, training hard, that the hyperbaric chamber is what got me through prep with my aches and pains. So
what does it feel like in there?
I mean, it's not that you feel anything. You hear the pressure, the air, but you don't feel anything. You just sit in.
Once it stabilizes, at first it's kind of like when you go up in an airplane and you feel it in your ears a little bit.
Oh, in your ears, yeah.
But after it stabilizes, you don't feel that.
How long are you in there for?
An hour.
An hour. It's an hour treatment.
But you come out and you just I feel better. Like right now, I feel like I could use it. I feel kind of achy, and if I get in that, I feel pretty good after. That's
train really better
hard.
Than cryo, huh? Or just different?
Just different. Yeah, it's a different idea.
Yeah.
We've had actually a lot of people after surgeries, whether it be a selective surgery or any type of surgery. We've had a lot of people come in for recovery, and we had someone in particular that had a shoulder redone, and he got back to work in half the time that the doctor had anticipated, and he was coming in pretty regular, 3-4 times a week, and cut his recovery in half.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to remember too, especially because sometimes I'm always searching, what do I give this person as a gift or whatever. You guys do gift certificates, and that's a great way to give a gift to somebody that just went through surgery. Instead of giving them a plant or a flower that's going to die, get them a gift certificate. It's some recovery, right? To try it out. I think we forget about stuff like that, but I know you have every service, so that's what. Do you have any more events that we can remember? Hey, we gotta
There is going to be one. The esthetician, she just talked to me the other day.
She might have something.
She's going to do something.
And you guys
on
are good about
Saturday.
putting that on social media, so we'll know when there's something special going on.
Right.
Yeah, she said on a Saturday she's probably going to do
Jim isn't. He's not good at social media. So
I'm that other generation.
But you have those guys that are. They'll put it out there, so you guys got to follow so we can see what's going on with.
I don't have a landline though. I'm a little past that.
What about your fax machine?
The dial-up.
How did it go though? You transitioning, because I think I interviewed you when you had just gotten there. You'd been only there for a month. How are people responding to driving from Clovis to Fresno? Because I know you had different clientele.
We thought we'd keep a little bit more. We had some of our loyals, but it's tough, because people don't like to travel in this town. It seems like, and it's more convenient, Well,
you made it very convenient being right next to the gym.
Right, yeah.
I remember those days we used to come for a shot and then go to take a workout.
Yeah,
those were the
that
days.
was perfect, yeah. So it's a little different. It's hard to compare now because we are more of the wellness, a little more different vibe in the store.
Yeah, people are going there to spend time there. There's not just supplements anymore.
Right.
You've cut down a little bit on the supplements.
A little bit, yeah. We've kind of narrowed it down a little bit. Yeah.
So did you didn't compete against anybody this year but yourself? Is that what happened when
That's
you went
what
to that? Because how does it work when you compete against somebody that you're training, or do you not do that? If you're coaching someone, I wouldn't feel comfortable going against you if you were coaching.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, he's gonna rig this.
That's why he gave me the 3 donuts, just
right. I'd be like, I don't know, how does that work? Have you done that before? Not really.
No, I haven't.
Because you were more behind the scenes when you started.
And I didn't compete much in locally here. I actually won the Fresno way back. Now, don't say anything here, but 1991, 34 years ago, I won that.
I was in high school.
Hey.
I was 8.
So then I became the promoter of it and ran it, and I actually was the first one to own that show. And then so I didn't compete local because I put in the shows on, so I would go other places to compete.
And I do want to point this out that you help everybody with their diets and workout plans if they want to. It's not just people that are training to be in competition.
Right.
You have all kinds of people. You have really old people that can't barely move.
Right. So, years ago, I felt like I was the first because I didn't know anybody doing it, where I really kind of infused a lot of health and a lot of gut health and a lot of those protocols into the fitness. Now it's pretty much everybody seems to do that. But back when I started doing it, that was pretty new, doing the trying to be healthier. And I have people that just come to me just for gut issues.
Right.
So that I do that. That's actually more enjoyable than athletes, believe it or not.
I believe.
more
Well, that's what my
rewarding.
mom liked you a lot when she used to
Yeah.
come in, because she likes to get, her certain things and something she would ask you, and you always had a wealth of knowledge of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's after 42 years of studying nutrition. and doing it.
Right? I mean, it's, people want to go to, people need to know. We all want to go to somebody that knows their stuff. It's not AI.
Right?
ChatGPT.
I want to go to an actual person that's can tell us, hey, this is what I try. And that's why I said I like about you a lot, is that you've tried almost everything you talk about. You've tried at some point.
Right. I definitely, guinea pig myself, if you will. I do every diet I've done. I've done for myself. Fasting. Some coaches will coach people through fasting. I've never done it. I'm a big believer in fasting as the really, life hack. One of the health hacks.
Did you do that?
She's gonna this fall. We're planning on one for her.
Oh, she seems really excited about it. She can't wait.
She's excited. Yeah.
I'm fighting it.
Wait.
I said no. He said yes, you're doing it. I was
Do
like,
you get to work out when you fast?
Yeah, but you scale it down.
You can't work out.
You're not gonna work out hard. You're gonna just move your body and like a full body, break a little tiny sweat. So
he
it's more for
sees
resetting
how I
and
eat.
retoxing.
He makes comments on how much I can put down. And yeah, he wants me to go without food.
Now you might get the hangry Jill that you didn't get during the prep together.
We might get that. There's a good chance of that. Because she can eat. It was pretty surprising that there are women that can eat like a guy, and Jill's one of them. Definitely.
I eat more than him.
She can eat, and she finishes before me, and she can eat more.
And then she finishes
We
your
had a
food?
cheat meal, and I was all full, and she's like, not even full yet. I'm like,
I'm like, you gonna eat that?
pretty much.
From my fork.
That is awesome. That is so funny. So, do you get any discounts for any 2-for-1s, or not 2-for-1, but if couples do want to come and train, you already
I
give
do.
them discounts?
It's always negotiable, and we'll see if they're going to come in together and all that all the time. We definitely do that.
And that's something I would totally do. I love that you guys did that. I think that people saw that, and you're going to get a lot of copycats out there. They're gonna be
We're hoping, and if anyone has any, questions and they want to reach out to us, I mean, yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions. I know Jim is too, but it doesn't have to be people fighting and arguing, and we were very loving during the whole entire thing. So it was a good experience.
One of the things we try to share too is we made our food was tasty and tastes good. You don't have to suffer and have bland food all the time.
Are you going to give us those tips?
Well, a lot of them were put on social media.
I'm starting to post more recipes
starting
and
to do
stuff.
that.
That's great.
Because a lot of people
I
think you got to
love that.
boil your food and have no seasoning, and you got to.
That's what I'm really interested in. I'd love to look into that.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Because I like to cook, and we have our routine every Friday night. It's Costco. We go buy all our protein, and then we season it up Saturday. And
Nice.
Saturday night we may start cooking, or Sunday. And I start thinking of different things to make, and a lot of it is kind of the same, but we'll switch it up a little bit, maybe with seasoning or grill versus smoking it. And it's enjoy your food. Don't make it gross. Like a lot of people think it has to be bland. So.
Well, I think people are going to love to hear that. So what's the Instagram so we can follow? It's this Flex Factory Nutrition or
So everybody in there is independent. So for me, for the training, it's actually Body by Jim Reyes.
Body by Jim Reyes. What about the whole Flex Factory as a whole?
And that's Flex Factory Fresno.
And then you guys will post if there's any events.
Correct.
And then what's your Instagram?
Mine's _JillyBean08_.
So, and guys want to go for advice, they're the people to go to, and then you're going to follow you, and we're going to see all about the show coming up in Pittsburgh. I can't wait to see the outcome of that. How many categories for each of you?
Just one on that one, actually.
Just one.
That's a big one.
We can go for our pro card if we win.
Jim, how come you're not pro yet?
I just, I was in the military. I just didn't. It was just always a hobby. I never really kept doing the national stuff. So, and I took breaks in between.
So you might go pro now?
Yeah, finally.
I mean, you are a pro, so you might as well get the title.
Right, might as well.
Get the official title. Thank you guys so much for coming on my show today.
Thanks for having us, Sparkle. Always fun.
All righty.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Glad to be here.
I've interviewed you a long time ago when you were running for the school board.
I remember. And you know what? I had a show at CMAC at the time. And
I do remember that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're here because last time when I was on your show, you weren't at CMAC.
Well, it was during COVID and CMAC was closed.
Yes.
Remember that? So that's what.
You know what? CMAC is the place for you. So I'm glad you're here. Shout out to CMAC.
Shout out to CMAC. So no, as soon as COVID lifted and they opened, I was in. So that was you had me during my transitional phase.
By the way, shout out to your producer too. He's a nice guy back there.
Yeah, Drew. So he's been with me pretty much since a little bit before we got here. So yeah,
nice.
CMAC. So yeah.
So yeah, I'm here. You and I have been seeing each other out a lot at places, and we wanted to connect, and so here I am.
But I'm sorry for the circumstances. But we already connected on good terms. I'm going to come to the spa. I'm going to come there. We're going to do a little intensive there.
The spa is Face Logic. We're on Herndon and Willow. We do all kinds of facials. And
is that why you have soft skin?
Well, I don't know if I have soft skin. I have a glow to me. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You look glowing.
And this is courtesy of microdermabrasion. So I did a microdermabrasion using vitamin C products. So like the thing that's cool about the spa is we don't like just sell any products. So our major product is Eminence Organic Skincare. All natural, all organic. It's what all the celebrities use. You know, like Nicole Kidman is the big promoter of that. And we always wonder, like, how do these celebrities never age? Like, I look old, but I look at Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, you haven't aged. But these folks all use good quality skincare product, and I've learned that now in the spa business. So we have all organic product for those who want all organic, Eminence Organic. Shout out to them. And then we have Image Skincare, which is made by a dermatologist and plastic surgeon. And so that's for more like troubled skin, acne, and stuff like that. So yeah, we have a great team of estheticians. We got 4 of them that are licensed by the state, and they do facials. And like people sometimes wonder, what are these facials you do? Like this is like top-level facial stuff. Like you get an arm massage, neck massage, hand massage, shoulder massage, décolleté massage, and you get double cleanse, double wax, extraction. See, I've got all this lingo down.
I love this. This is good.
Oh, yeah. You know what, folks? Like, before I bought Face Logic, my wife and I had no intention to get a facial in my life.
That's what I was going to say.
So we were secret shoppers. We went in. They did a facial on me. They did a facial on her. I loved the experience. I mean, something about that steam that just blows in your face while the mask is really drying. And it's a great experience. So to your audience members, men or female, if you have not done a facial, you got to get one. You don't have to come to my spa. I would love if you do. But just go get a facial. It's like a pedicure. I tell guys all the time, if you don't get pedicures, you don't know what you're missing.
Wow, that's super cool. I love that. So you've had this for about a year now?
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. We've talked about it for 3 years. No,
3 years?
It's been 3 years.
Oh my God! Well,
Time flies.
I did back when you got it. I did Instagram you and I said you need to come on my show and talk about this.
Yes.
So that was 3 years ago.
Yes.
That was. Oh my gosh! 2022.
Yes. We bought it 3 years ago, and the reason
time
why
does fly.
It does. I can't believe it. And the reason we bought it is I knew the original owner. Carolyn Pierce was her name. She was a social butterfly. She took Face Logic to the next level and then had to sell it, and the managers and owners started running it, and it's like, okay, you know what? When it was for sale again, I said, I want it. Let's buy it, and let's turn it into this luxury, an affordable luxury, by the way.
That's, I think, a big thing that I think a lot of us are like, oh my gosh, we're going to pay so much for that. Because the products itself are so expensive, so that's good.
So I'll tell you, and people don't believe, the ones that come in from like LA, we've got clients from New York, Vegas, they come in and get their facial and they can't believe the price. And I'll tell you, because we have so many members that it keeps retail prices down for us. And people sometimes are like, well, how does that make sense? Because when you have a ton of members, they're already paying, they're keeping the lights on, they're paying all this stuff.
Right.
Our profit margins are very small. And so that's why when we talk about this burglar, it doesn't make sense that he hit us. But I'll tell you, like, it's affordable luxury. So the retail for the all organic one retail is $119. You get an hour with an esthetician, you get the massages I talked about, the double cleanse, all organic products, serums, under eye treatment, lip treatment. That's $119 for retail. That facial is a $250, $300 facial elsewhere. The member price on that is $99 a month. And it's like, dude, when I end up selling this business, Face Logic, if I ever do, I will definitely become a member. And then that's not even the lowest price one is our signature, which gives you what I just talked about. The products are not all organic and natural. But I'll tell you, that's an $89 facial we offer. And for members, $69. Like, we have people always tell us, and I go to the spa once a week, and I work there as the owner. And we have people always telling us, how do you keep your prices so low? And again, it goes back to when you have so many members, and we're thankful for that.
So we have to pay a monthly membership to get member
for member prices.
For member
yeah,
prices.
So it's a month.
Okay.
There's no startup fee. So you don't have to worry about a startup fee. It's a 1-year contract, but you can cancel in 3 months without a cancellation fee. So, like, you know, think about this. You're getting a $69 if you're a member facial, or a $99 if you're into the organic stuff. You do that once a month, and for 3 months, and then you can cancel and no cancellation fee.
Oh, so I have a question for you on that. So if you want to buy gifts for someone, like if I want to buy someone a facial and I'm a member, can I get my membership price to get a gift certificate?
Yes.
Ah, I like that.
Yes. So we do that.
That's pretty cool.
Well, and we do things that are kind of people aren't used to. So, like, let me give you an example.
That's the Armenian deal.
Let me give you an example. And we want to keep you happy. Like, for me, I want to, if the more people that come in and get facials, the better. Not because for my business, but when you come out glowing, and I know because ever since I've gotten facials, people always comment. I get comments all the time. Your skin looks glowing. You're glowing today. You know, stuff like that. It builds your confidence. And you know, you have to be confident in this world to do a lot of things. So yeah, the thing that we are unique in that, say you miss one facial. You're like, you know what, I can't make it. The next month, if you use that facial for your friend, your significant other, your sister, your mom, we cover that. We're like, okay, your mom could use last month's because you weren't here. You use this month's, and we're even.
That's awesome.
And there's no fee for that.
I love that. No, and that's great. And I love that you could get, that's what's like, it's worth doing it, especially like if you only did it for the 3 months. So grab up on the gift certificates like before Christmas time, get load up, get them out. And it does help because people come in, they're like, oh, I do like this. I want to become a member. So 100%. I think you see the value. So that's awesome.
And part of it is selfish while we offer so low is because I don't want my estheticians to go anywhere else. I want to keep them so busy that they stay with us because they're excellent workers and they've got the routine down. So like for me, you know what? And everybody's raising prices right now. For us, we're not. We're steady.
That's really cool.
We want to keep price point the same, even if our margin of profit is a little lower today than it was last year, you know, because prices of products have gone up. But for me, you know what? Come in, get a facial. You're going to love it. And it's not even with, you go get a facial somewhere else if you think that I'm just selling you on it. But I'm saying that once you get a facial, you're going to love it. It's a great feeling.
I love that. Okay, so then what happened? This was Sunday night, Saturday night?
So this was last week. What happened was we got a call in the middle of the night, and our luck that day, our phones were on silent. So we didn't hear the call. Usually our phones are on. I don't know why the phones were silent that day.
For all of you, that's funny.
So we get a knock on the door, and I'm like, who's knocking at the door at 12:25? So I happened to defend myself, if you know what I mean, and went to the door, and I'm like, who's knocking on the door? Because it was a man I could see, and he was standing sideways.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, Fresno Police.
And you're like,
I go, get out of here, man. You're not Fresno Police. What do you want from us? Like, you know, he goes, no, I'm Fresno Police. He turned around, and he showed me his badge, and I go, oh, man. What? I go, who are you looking for? And he said my name. And I go, wait a minute. A cop at 12:15 is asking for me? Like, I haven't broken laws. What's going on here? He goes, no, your Clovis PD is looking for you. Your place is burglarized. And my heart dropped. So I told my wife, pull the cameras. She pulled the cameras. We have an awesome camera system. And we saw the front door broken, and we knew that the place had been burglarized. So I rushed over, and I videoed the door being completely broken, my Face Logic sign broken on the floor, and my heart sank. I'm like, oh, why us? Like, why are you burglarizing us? We're a spa. And so we reviewed the footage, and so as you can see, I'm sending you the footage as well. You're going to see it. It's the person comes around, is looking for something. So I'm like, what are you looking for? Like, some people are like, he's looking for a safe. Some people are like, he's looking for keys. He ended up taking the cash register key, but he didn't take the cash or the cash register.
That is so weird.
It is the oddest burglary I've seen.
He grabbed the key and left.
Well, he was fully, dressed in painter outfit, glasses, all that stuff. And so a hat. So I don't know if he didn't see it or what. And our cash register is kind of not out there because we don't deal. And this is another thing. Like, we don't deal with much cash. Like, we don't have cash at the place. So like.
And I would clear the cash register every night when I worked at like a bar. So I'm like, I don't know who has it in the register.
And for him to hit us, it does not make sense. He did take the key to the cash register. So like, all right, you want to take the key. So we've rekeyed that. We've also put in additional security measures. But, we have an alarm that's very loud. We have cameras all over the place.
And that's such a place where everybody passes by at all hours.
Exactly. And so, Clovis PD's doing extra patrols, and we've got some other things in line to just make sure that this doesn't happen again. By the way, like, people ask me all the time, are you mad at this burglar? Do you want to like beat him up or something? You know what? I'm past that. Whoever this burglar is, dude, like, why hit up a spa? Don't hit up anybody. We're a small business, like, and then some people are like, well, oh yeah, you're going to file an insurance claim and you're going to rake in hundreds of thousands.
That's
First
not
of all,
how that works.
You don't understand. Those people who think this was an insurance job, my deductible is $1,000.
Yeah.
This is costing me $1,100. Why would I want my rates and the hassle? We put in a new door and window. It cost us $1,100. And so, to the burglar out there, I hope he's watching this show and some of the other media
You've
interviews.
Done a lot of media, yeah.
Like, don't do this. Like, small businesses, our profit margins are small. This is not that you're hurting the business. You're not hurting insurance companies because I'm not filing a claim. You're hurting not only my kids, who are now out $1,100, you're hurting my estheticians and their families too, because like, what if I wanted to use that to give bonuses to my team? Or what if I wanted to do that to like celebrate employee appreciation? Like, all you're doing by doing this kind of stuff is you're hurting small mom and pops like me. Like,
and they got nothing.
He got nothing, but we're not. I mean, he wouldn't have gotten much if he took the cash. There's not cash there.
Right.
So, like, you're not hurting anybody but mom and pop businesses like mine. We're not raking in the dough. Like, everybody thinks, oh, business owners are these multimillionaires. They're raking in the dough. If you calculated the hours that we put in based on our income, I guarantee you we can make money doing other things, but we love what we do. And so to him who did this, and to any burglar out there, like, there are other easier ways for you to make money. There are other ways if you like the thrill of burglarizing, there are other ways for you to get the thrill and make more money than this. Like, all this has hurt a lot of people.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so sorry that happened. That's where we're going to come and support. I guess if anything good, people know where your business is now.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of outpouring of support, which makes me feel good. We've had people reach out and say, I haven't been there in 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
I want to come now. I feel bad. Because like, we don't, and this is the other thing. Like, some people are like, well, the way he was going specifically there, he wanted to send you a message. And I said, we don't hurt anybody. Like, we're like, send me a message. Like, why? Come on, man. Like, we're all grown up. Don't be stealing my stuff. Leave me alone. I'm going to leave you alone. And really, like, if it's food you need, let me know. Like, you know what? I'll buy you a meal or whatever you want. Like, you're not going to get much out of a spa.
Are you guys going to have any type of do you do any like yearly parties where you invite the public in and stuff?
We do a member appreciation. If you're a member, we do that.
You have to be a member.
Yeah, and then we get a lot of people who come in and just like, hey, I'm new to the area, or you know what? I've heard of Eminence brand. It's, like one of the things that happened, which we saw an uptick of, Meghan Merkel, of all people, decided when she was in LA, she's going to buy Eminence Organic and walk out of a store. Well, they saw her with an Eminence bag.
Oh, wow.
Now all of a sudden, Meghan Merkel uses it, so it's got to be
awesome.
good. So like we sell a lot of Eminence, we sell a lot of Image, and these are products that you really, they're good quality products.
So it's called Face Logic.
Face Logic, Herndon and Willow.
Do you have Instagram, Facebook for both of them?
We have Instagram, it's Face Logic. Facebook is Face Logic in Clovis. So we're the only Face Logic in the area.
Perfect.
We own the territory, so like you're not going to see any other Face Logics in the area but us. There's several others, like Vegas has one, LA has a couple of them, New York, Texas, all these places. And again, the thing with Face Logic is it's affordable luxury. Like for me,
I love that.
I'd rather have a room full of everybody glowing and their faces shining and their pores clean and than not. And so that's why we keep prices down.
I love that. Thank you so much for coming on my show today.
It's been good. Thank you for having me. And we finally came. We finally did it.
Finally. I can't wait till we're going to go down there and film there.
By the way, I just want to say I'm proud of everything you've done, by the way. The sign on 99, that has your face and name on it. I mean, I've watched you develop this show, and I've watched you develop everything, and I'm so proud of you. Because I remember when you first interviewed me, years ago, that, you've picked it up a notch.
I was a kid.
But congratulations to you, too. You're doing a lot of great things.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
I first saw you on a podcast. You have your own podcast. Tell us about that. That's where I first saw you.
Yeah, so the first, we did a couple. So the first one's Funny 3 that we do is like comedians kind of doing their set, and then we judge or even kind of just find out why they got into comedy. For me, it was a lot of, I had to get rid of the bad, and to get rid of the bad, you have to look at the good of every situation. So to me, comedy just is the best therapy. You know what I mean? So I did that one, and then we do another one, the favorite 5 mic drops. We do a little bit of that, just like a karaoke, whatnot. And then we have one that's about mob and true crime, and all the people that have been in gangs, been in mob, ties to it. My family has ties to it. I will never say their names, but they have ties to it. So kind of got into that and how to get them out of it, and kind of teach them, hey, this is not good and why not to be in there. So yeah.
Wow, well, that's really cool. You're like from the East Coast, right?
Yes.
So you moved out here to Fresno.
Yeah.
And you did comedy out there.
Yeah, I've done comedy at a Funny Bone Comedy Club in Ohio. That's where I started. That was my first gig. Bombed terribly the first 2 times. But
I always hear about that. A lot of times people are friends, and I was like, oh my gosh, if that was me, I'd probably never go back, but I'm glad you went back.
You have to. You can't let it ruin you, and you have to find your niche. And once you find your niche and you're a thing, it becomes easier. But yeah, so I grew up in Columbus, ended up traveling from Pittsburgh to West Virginia, and then back down to Florida. Stayed with my brother, wanted me to do acting and go to the Disney route, and I ran into Disney people, and they're like, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So it's like, okay, I'm not doing this. Went up to Minnesota, did the Mall of America, which was a huge thing. That was cool. A great experience.
I could see you in a boy band, actually.
What?
I could totally see you. You look like you could be in a boy band.
Really? I've never heard that before.
Really?
No, I've never heard that. Like, I get Edward Norton, Howie Mandel, never a boy band. I mean, I can dance. I can do the moves, that's for sure. I don't know if I can hit those high notes, though.
Well, you said Florida doing that in the Disney route, so that started making me think like NSYNC, and I was like, you look like you could be in a boy band.
Yeah, I don't know if I could pull that off, to be honest with you. Yeah. So.
And then, so you have done comedy everywhere. You're doing comedy here now. Now you have a lot of different things going on with that. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about what's coming up?
Sure.
Can we talk about it, or is it giving out too much?
Oh, actually, because I talked to you yesterday about it. So we just landed a deal with Solitary Cellars in Friant, the winery, right there off Friant Road, or Avenue. I'm not sure if it's Friant Road. I think it's Friant Road. But we landed the job, so now that's September 12th, and we're going to be out there for at least an hour and a half to 2. If this goes well, they're going to invite us back again, and it's going to be about 200 to 300 heads, which is incredible. Which, versus all the open mics that I do is like, I get 5 minutes.
Oh, right, yeah.
7 minutes.
A lot of times they're smaller venues, yeah.
Yeah, and I got to pay $5 to get 1 more minute. I'm like, what?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. And then, you're going behind these people that do the same D jokes and the same sex jokes and everything else. And it's like, I come every week with new material.
That's awesome.
So, you have to challenge yourself. So, yeah.
That's great. Where did you learn how to do all these accents and impersonations?
Oh, well, first of all, I studied at a university back in Cambridge. It started, it was in 2004. Went abroad, started to, really pick up on the little instruments. But yeah, started there, and then, talking to myself down the road, you know what I mean? I'm that guy that's like walking down the road and you see him with no headphones on and he's just talking to himself. And you're like, what is going on with that guy? Is he on meth? No, I'm just talking to myself, trying to get through my day, trying to go home. A lot of mirror work, I'd stand in front of the mirror and just retort, and I would literally play things back. And when I started to catch it, it was crazy because then all my friends were like, "Dude, you're so weird." But the good people stuck around. So you have to practice.
You have to in entertainment. I mean, they tell you that. And it's like, that's what you're supposed to do. You do all the things you're supposed to do, as weird as it is.
Yes. You have to do it. The last time I counted was 122 accents and impersonations.
You have multiple personalities.
My very close friends call me Split. I am serious, Sparkle, okay? I am serious.
That was good.
I am serious. I'm so serial. I'm Lucky Charms.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. When's the event at Solitary Cellars? Do you have a date?
Yeah, so September 12th. We don't have a time yet.
I love it. It's then because I don't want to be super hot.
No, and they pushed it back. We were supposed to do July.
I'm glad it's September.
Yeah, it was either July or June, but we obviously, with the spike and the height of the heat, they were like, let's put it back. We book you September, and they gave me some dates, and September 12th lined up with everything. So it gives me time to promote because they want to bring in people from the Fresno area, not just Friant. There's a lot of people that are around the surrounding area that go, but they want people from Fresno. So I'm asking people, please come out.
Well, I'll be there, and I really, because you've been supportive of our open mic comedies on Tuesday nights. You came up and did a little spiff last time. I love that.
Yeah, we're doing it again tonight.
We're doing it again tonight. So every Tuesday, guys, just come on out to open comedy, mic night. But you can come and watch. You don't do comedy unless you're you.
Yeah, well, it's hard to be me. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of hardship. a lot of hardship, folks.
When did you move here?
I moved here. Okay, so I was in Fremont, and I was opening the store for Living Spaces. I came down here to open the store here in Fresno. And they were like, can you stay for 3 weeks? Yeah, for sure. I'd love it. Now, I was going through a split with my ex, and they already knew and informed my Get Team boss about it. And so they were like, okay, so he's lenient. We can keep him as pretty much as long as we want. So it was 3 weeks, and then they were like, can you stay 1 more week? And then I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And we're like, okay, we just wanted to ask. And then midway through that week, they were like, do you want to stay another month? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I like the town. It's nice. It's cheaper. Like the people, but not as snooty. Everyone's like, oh my God, where's my caviar? You know what I mean? Up there, I swear that's what they're like. And I was just like, yeah, I'll stay. So I stayed another month. And then it got to about 3 weeks into that month, and my boss goes, hey, do you just want to transfer? Because you're killing it, and we could really use you on the team. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. No problem.
I love that. That is so awesome.
So I relocated, and here I am.
So is that how you do sales there? Do you do your accents?
I do a lot. Yeah,
and they appreciate it. You don't get in trouble for it. That's awesome.
Yeah, you got to get personal. You know what I mean? You have to find.
Oh, I would love that if I was buying something. Someone started doing that with me. I'd be like, okay, I'm listening.
I mean, there's been times where I'll start off with an accent. If I see the way that they're interacting, it's kind of gauging the situation.
Reading people, yeah.
You have to. And if you're not good at it, you're not good at sales. It's just not going to happen. So there's times where I walk up to customers and I'm just, hey, is everything going good? You guys good? You guys want? Or I'll compliment them on their shoes or, whatever. Just find something on a common ground and then roll from there. And that's what sales is. But people need to trust you. And you'll buy from someone that you trust versus someone that you don't know or is pushy. And the great part about Living Spaces is they just make hourly. We don't make commission, so there's no strings attached. You could walk around with me for 6 hours. I don't care. I'm like, yeah, that rug looks good. No, that's taupe. We want a grayish. We want a gray. You know what I mean? You just got to make it fun. And you make it fun. You make them laugh. They're going to come back and see you every time.
That's super awesome. So Living Spaces during the day and comedy at night.
Yeah. And then podcast here and there. Yeah, that's for sure.
So that's all frequent. Where can we follow? Is there a way to follow your podcast? How can we look for that?
Yeah, so right now I'm working with a team. It's the Giant Leap Project. They are doing a whole big shtick on not Fresno, but Fresno. Mark Bordner is one of the people that are on there. He heads it up and really pushes to have new people try to build this podcast consortium in a sense. So he's really, really trying to help people. So if you go on Facebook and you look him up, or myself, Skye Groom, Skye.
So we have to follow you guys and not the actual podcast.
You can. There's Fresno.
Okay, Fresno. But we all are going to follow you.
Not Fresno.
We got that. I did get that. But we're going to follow you directly, too.
Oh, God, that would be great. Yeah.
And it's cool because you have more than just that, because you have a lot of random comedy, which we like to see.
Yeah. And I write music, actually. I'm more of a lyricist, if you will. So I do hip-hop, rap, if you will. But it's not like the stuff you hear on the radio. You have to double, triple entendres. You're not going to get it the first time. You got to listen to it like 3 or 4 times before you get everything.
Wow, so you post that on the social business too?
Yeah, so, my ex destroyed everything, so now I got to start over. I had 13 songs done, ready to go. All I needed was a chorus. Now... You
kind of have it memorized a little bit, some of it.
I do, and I've been trying to piece it because I was in a few accidents in my life that were life-threatening. One, I took a hit of K2 and put me in a coma for 7 days. No brain activity. They thought I was dead. I pulled out. Luckily, thank God, whoever was looking after me, I don't know if it was my dad or whoever, but they looked after me and I came out of the coma. Then another one, I was in a car accident, flipped my truck end over end, no airbags, rolled it 3 times. I had 2 5-gallon cans of gas, 2 propane tanks, didn't blow up.
That's a good thing.
Walked away. But it rattled me, you know what I mean? Because there's no airbags. So that messed me up. And then memory sometimes is hard for me. So I'm remembering here and there, but it's just you just got to go on. If I got to restart, I'll restart. I'm restarting here, and I'm lucky to be with you on the show. This is amazing.
And you still got a lot of jokes. You remember your accents and the jokes, so that's really good.
That's one thing I didn't forget, which is weird.
Selective memory, but it works.
Exactly.
So the podcasts are infrequent, but you post them whenever they come out. So what's your personal social media?
So on Facebook, Skye Groom. Instagram, I had to redo a whole nother profile because of everything I got locked out of. So it's Groom Skye. It's actually backwards, Groom Skye. So those are the 2 that I'm starting now. I need some help to get everything with the shows and everything. It's hard for me to work, edit, write my jokes, write my songs, produce, and do everything. It's a lot.
Well, you've been doing great at it, so we like watching whenever you put out content, and it's good when you're ready to kind of put it out. Sometimes it's hard when you're forced to put it out like every week or whatever. But no, I think it's great what you got going on. That's a very entertaining show. So everybody has got to follow man. Skye Groom, but Groom Skye on Instagram.
Skye, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on my show today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Come on back and tell jokes and more accents.
Oh, no, definitely. It just depends on what you want. You just tell me the time you need to be there. It's an assortment of it, It's kind of a little bit of a indulgence. Do these smell, by the way?
Oh,
No.
they're so delicious.
They
Tell our
look
viewers how great
beautiful.
Mitch they smell.
No, they smell. It's like
Roses.
It's like if you were to smell a cupcake that was doused in nothingness. This is what they would smell like. It has no scent. They just look good. But it's, yeah.
Yeah, they are fake. We don't put fresh ones every day on the set, but maybe one day. Maybe one day.
You don't want them to wilt.
Maybe one day. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Sparkle. Thank you. And I got to say to your viewers, you guys got a great girl here, and please keep following because you got a lot of good content. I've seen all your shows.
Oh, all of them, all 300 of them, yeah.
Well, okay, all right. Yeah, let me just.
How many days is that?
Okay. Yeah, I went into the hole there. I didn't watch all of them. I watched a good amount of them. But you really have a lot of good stuff. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here, oh I must confess dear, don't think I'm in love with you. Winter is coming and I don't know what to do, and there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't wanna be just friends, knowing all this time